to fight back from that deficit?
Man, they got on a roll. They got 2 elite players on that team, and they're at home. They're playing for something like we are. So when a team gets that type of momentum, it's hard.
Greg Doyle. Greg, you're on mute.
Sorry, Malcolm. A lot of reports earlier this year, a lot of rumors, whatever. Here's your chance on the record. What do you like, Nate Bjorkgren? Do you want to play for him? Does this roster want to play for him?
Man, we really try for Coach. What I can say to that is Coach really did his best this year, regardless of the reports, regardless of all the distractions and the noise. He continued to communicate with his players. He continued to work extremely hard for us and coach us the best he could. And we appreciated that. That's what I just told him in the locker room. I appreciate him. I appreciate everything he did for me and this team. I mean, at the end of the day, personally, I had a career year. And I told him that. I said, man, there's a lot of stuff that's come out about you. And, there's a lot of guys on this team that still played really well for you. And you did a really good job for us.
Thank you.
Stephen Wino.
Malcolm, when you have those 2 elite players you're facing in Beal and Westbrook, is there anything you guys could have done better to slow them down tonight?
Of course, there's always stuff you can get better, but once guys like that get their confidence going in the quarter and start rolling, there's not much you can do.
Scott.
Malcolm, as we talked about, you guys were full of praise for Nate for the first month. Was there a pivot point? Was there something significant that changed? Why the change maybe a month into the season?
Man, honestly, I think everybody has an opinion. All these outsiders that don't know what's going on in the locker room have opinions and are, telling other people what's going on in the locker room. I think as far as the locker room goes, we keep our stuff inside. The players enjoyed playing for Nate this year. We tried our best regardless of everything that happened. We were this close to making the playoffs through all the noise and the distraction. So, I tip my hat to Coach and to my teammates.
Tony East.
Malcolm, before the season, there was talk from you guys, from coaching staff, front office, that you guys wanted to be better than last year, improve, make the playoffs, go far in the playoffs, and that didn't happen. What do you feel like needs to change for this team from now before the start of the next season to make that a reality?
I'm not sure. Personally, for me, I got to come back. I got to be better. I'd like to be even a better shooter, better defender, be in better shape. And I think that goes for me and my teammates. And that's about as much as we can control.
Nathan Edison.
Hey, what's going on, Malcolm? With all the injuries that factor into the season, what would you say is the biggest lesson that you learned in this season as it relates just to the core and the group of the guys that you played with?
Man, we had guys that really stepped up. I spoke in the locker room right after. Just told everybody, I'm proud of y'all, man. I'm proud of us. Guys stepped up. O'Shea, Ed, Aaron, these guys stepped up and played in a way they're at a level that people didn't think they could. And, I'm proud of my guys. That's all I can really say.
Scott.
Yeah, Malcolm, acknowledging all the unique circumstances, how would you encapsulate what it was like to be a player this year and all the different things that you had to go through? One thing I can say is COVID's a beast. The impact it had on us as players and coaches and front office, the whole league, but also, the stuff going on in the world. Putting all this in perspective, we didn't make the playoffs, but there's stuff going on all around the world that, atrocities are way more important than what's going on right now.
Davide.
Hey, Malcolm. Do you consider the season disappointing, considering you guys didn't make the playoffs? Do you think you could have done things differently to make the playoffs, or it's just a matter of injuries, COVID?
I think it's a mix. I think it's definitely disappointing. Whenever we don't make the playoffs, this is my first year in the NBA not making the playoffs. So for me, it's definitely disappointing. We had a team this year that could have made the playoffs, that are good enough and has all the pieces. Sometimes stuff just doesn't go your way, and that's what happened this year.
Anything else for Malcolm? Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Coach Bjorkgren is also sitting down.
this one opened with that 16-0 run in the second quarter and then never led by less than double digits the rest of the way. What went wrong during that sequence, and why was it so hard to come back from that?
Yeah, it was there was a hole there. There was I think it was 12. You talked about that run. 12 of those points were in transit. It was 12-0 in the second quarter there during that time, just in the transition score. So that was a difficult part there. And then when you give this team, the free running lanes and that kind of confidence, we did. They played well. They played very well against us. Just we had a hard time with them this year, and just for different reasons. But that was, to answer your question, it was that second quarter, that 12-0 in transition there.
Bob Kravitz.
Nate, looking at the big picture, what do you feel like you established this year in terms of a style of play, and where do you need to improve moving forward?
Yeah, there was a lot of moving parts through this year, a ton. And it was a challenging year, for the players and the things.
For sure. But, Joel Embiid is one of the best bigs in this league, and we can't just come out think he's just going to take it easy on us. He wants to win too. So we got to come out and match his physicality. That's the main thing. We got to play at the same level he's playing in, no matter what happens, no matter what goes on in the game, no matter what the refs do. And no matter like if it's like minutes or anything else, we just have to come out and play, because he's going to come out and play from the start to the finish of the game.
Ben Standing.
Hey, Daniel. Obviously, it's now been a while since the trade, and you've gone through this whole ride with this team. But for you personally, do you sort of pinch yourself at all and think like, wow, how well this has gone from, considering, you never know how a trade's going to work out?
Yeah, I was overwhelmed with a lot of emotion after the game. I just had to kind of hold it in. But, other than that, like I said, I felt that this trade was, I would say the best thing that could have happened to me, and with the situation that I was in Chicago, I understand the business side of it. So, they had to make changes, and I was one of those changes with Hutch being traded here. So I understand completely. There's no beef or anything with Chicago. I love Chicago. I love the staff, love the coaches, everything through and through. But it's the business side of the NBA. So now I'm here, and I came in and I did what I had to do. They told me I had a job here. Coach told me I had a job here. He was like to block shots, set screens, pick and roll, catch lobs. Simple as that. He gave me the freedom to do what I wanted to do in the game. But at the end of the day, I just can't. I just come out and play.
And not to end your celebration thoughts here, but obviously up next is a big challenge in Joel Embiid. What are your initial thoughts about that matchup?
Just like I said, we just have to match his physicality and his energy, because he's gonna come out working, and we got to come out working too. This is a great opportunity for us to push further into the playoffs and be able to, let the name of Washington Wizards be known again. Because from what I've been seeing, it's been a while since they've been in this situation, and it's a great thing that we're back in this situation, and it's a great thing that I'm back. I'm on this team and helping them be in this situation.
All right, last question to Neil.
Hey, Daniel. Obviously, you guys didn't have the game you guys wanted last time. What was said before this game to, really make sure you guys got focused and were able to take care of business?
I don't even think anything was really said. We all came in and we had it on our minds that we was going to win this game. And that's what we came out and did. We all came in together. Brad does his speech before the game. He says, he said, play together and just, work hard and just be there for each other. That was the main thing. And the mentality was to come out and just win. Simple as that. But other than that, it wasn't really even anything that was really just said. Everything else was said after the game. That's pretty much it. We worked to be in this position, and that's what we came out and did tonight.
Thanks, Daniel.
All right, Daniel, appreciate you.
Malcolm Brogdon led his team with 24, but he is addressing the media as their season has come to an end.
Really an uphill battle ever since they pulled off that 16-0 run early in the second quarter. Why was it so challenging to fight back from that deficit?